What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Force here with another update video. This is for the week of October 8th to the 14th, and here we'll be discussing new releases and planned content for this upcoming week. But before we begin that, I want to let you know that the game in the background is Dishonored, and it is so good. I've been having so much fun with this game. I've already beat it once, working on my second playthrough. In fact, this is pretty much all I did on Tuesday, unfortunately, and that will actually segue me into a discussion that we'll be having later on about streaming. But before we do that, let's talk about this week's new releases. Alright, so on Tuesday we saw the release of two major games, both Dishonored and XCOM Enemy Unknown. Dishonored is once again the stealth action game that you're seeing played in the background. XCOM Enemy Unknown is the turn-based strategy game from Firaxis, where you play the role of a general or something trying to defend the world from an alien invasion. This game has got really positive reviews, and I'm excited to take a look at it later this week. You know, it's actually a little bit unfortunate that both these games came out in the same week, because I know a lot of people are going to struggle with which one to get. Hopefully my coverage of both of these games will help you make that decision. Now, there is a Dishonored video released already prior to this video, and at some point after this video, you'll see one for XCOM Enemy Unknown. And again, hopefully that'll help you make the decision if you're choosing between one or the other, or just get both, because as far as I'm aware, both games are amazing. I know Dishonored is amazing, and I've heard lots of good things about XCOM, plus I really enjoyed the demo. Also coming out this Wednesday is Worms Revolution. That's sort of a fun little casual game that I'll be looking forward to taking a look at. And then of course we've got The Walking Dead Episode 4 on Wednesday as well, which is today, consequently. And then lastly, this week, we're going to be seeing Of Orcs and Men. This is a role-playing game where you play the role of an orc instead of the typical man slaying orcs. You're an orc trying to slay men. So that should be interesting. I'm not quite too sure about this game. I haven't heard a ton about it. I saw a couple of gameplay videos. It looked a little iffy. We'll have to see once I get my hands on the game. Every single one of these new releases I do plan to take a look at. If they don't all get wrapped up within the course of this week, then it'll be sometime early next week. And then actually there is one thing that I still need to take a look at that I didn't get to last week, and that is War of the Roses. Now, we looked at the game, which I suppose you could call its counterpart, which is Chivalry Medieval Warfare, but I haven't gotten around to making the video for War of the Roses yet. And you know, it's funny, because I was actually in the beta for that game, but during the time there was an NDA on the content, so I couldn't make anything. And then a few weeks went by, the game came out, and I still didn't have any videos. I guess that just goes to show you I probably should have done something prior to release and had it ready for once the NDA was lifted. I guess that just didn't happen though, unfortunately. So yeah, lots and lots of games coming out this week. This is actually a really exciting time to be a gamer. There's tons of different games out there, and there's some really high quality ones as well. Beyond that, of course, you can expect our normal schedule of content with the Force feed, some StarCraft 2 videos, also MTG's getting a big haul this week. Wizards of the Coast did all sorts of fancy stuff. I'm a little disappointed, though, they didn't invite me. They're having some tournament with a bunch of people from YouTube, and I've been doing Magic the Gathering content for months and months now, it feels like, and I'm surprised they haven't seen anything and didn't get around to throwing me an invite to that tournament, but that is okay. I am not offended, I promise. So that is the plan for content this week. Lastly, what I wanted to talk about in this update video is streaming. What do you guys think of streaming? Now, here's the reason I'm bringing this up. This is why I mention it. All day Tuesday, I played Dishonored, and after the day went by, I said, geez, you know, it would have been nice if I could have streamed this playthrough for people to get to watch it. You would have seen the entire game in a playthrough. It took me, I believe it was between 6 and 7 hours to get one full run of the game. And I was thinking, why am I not doing this? See, this is what happens. A game comes out, and I usually spend a few hours to get comfortable with it. And sometimes, like in the case of Dishonored, I get so invested, I actually spend a massive amount of time and complete the game. You know, as long as it's not like a 30-plus hour RPG, some of these typical length games between 6 and 8 hours, I'll finish in one sitting, essentially. And I was thinking, maybe if I just started streaming that content, it kind of kills two birds with one stone. You guys still get something to watch, even on the days where I'm occupied with checking out one of these new games. And I still get some technical work done, I suppose you could call it, because I can still monetize the live stream. So if we could do those things in conjunction, I think that could be really good. So let me know what you guys think about the possibility of me streaming. Now, it's going to be important to realize that this would be me streaming a game that I'm not familiar with, because it's part of my process. Once again, a game comes out, I spend time with it to learn it, and then I make a video. So that learning time, that time of me playing a game to learn it, to make a video informed, and make an informed video about it, would you like to see that content streamed? And I would, of course, try to make it entertaining and do all sorts of discussion and shenanigans while still learning the game with you guys watching it as well. So let me know what you think about that prospect. If that's something that people are really interested in, then I think that we could go ahead and do that. I see no reason not to do it, barring any internet limitations with streaming quality. As long as I can make sure my streaming quality will be nice and high, then I will be more than happy to do that. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up this update video for the week of October 8th to the 14th. Once again, ton of new releases in Dishonored, XCOM Enemy Unknown, Worms Revolution, The Walking Dead Episode 4, and Of Orcs and Men. Also still need to take a look at War of the Roses. It is going to be a busy week. Fall in general is a busy time for gaming, so get ready for lots of gaming coverage in the coming months. And then lastly, what do you guys think of streaming my learning process of new releases? Thanks again, guys. If you like the content, please subscribe. And as always, keep watching and keep owning.
Plague and this blasted curfew. How is anyone supposed to make a living?
Well now, Mr. Pratchett, even a wealthy man like you needs the city watch. Gangs are cutting through.
Smashing windows left and right.
And the Weepers, excuse me, the plague victims are worse. Are you saying the Lord Regent is wrong for imposing curfew?
It won't do you any good to bait me, officer. But don't worry, I'll be fine. I'll profit. A smart man can come out ahead, even in the time of plague.
Sure, like that Sokolov. He's doing fine. Always a lot of exotic items coming and going from his...